thank you if you're tuning in. Nobody's in the chat right now.
It's just us.
It's just us. Welcome to the MoonGoat and the Male membership tasting. It's November, and we are tasting coffee that we send out to our subscribers. You must think it's very exclusive to become a member. It's not. $19 and you're in. $19. $19 gets you one of each of these coffees.
Dude, that's less than a retail bag on the shelf.
What?
That's crazy.
This month we're tasting a coffee from Nicaragua, a coffee from Peru. That's actually the third coffee, and a coffee from India.
That's awesome.
That's pretty rad. And finally, a coffee from Ethiopia.
The staple, the whoosh whoosh.
Whoosh whoosh, fun to say, fun to drink.
It is. It
So,
really is.
That's a classic. We're going to go through all four of them. I'm joined today by Brendan Bergen. He's a key holder at our flagship retail location and also drinks coffee and has never had a Nicaragua coffee or an India coffee. I've never had a good India coffee until this one. So I'm super excited to try them together. We'll go through some tasting notes. We're doing a cupping today just so we can get through them pretty quick. And we'll describe that. But while we're cracking and cleaning, we'll go over what the options are. Like we said, if you spend $19, you get a sampler pack of all four coffees. If you spend $20, you get a big bag of our number one coffee, which this month, the number one coffee is a Nicaragua Natural from La Bastilla. This is the fourth year in a row, I think, we've gotten coffee from Ricardo and the crew at Finca La Bastilla. And they've been RFA certified for 20 years now, which is dope.
Yeah.
So, people often ask, is this organic or whatever? And to me, RFA is actually the certification that actually means the most in coffee because they focus on, fertilizers and actual shade cover trees more than most certifications. So it's the one we care about, if any. And the India Pearl State is also an RFA coffee.
What does it mean to be RFA?
So it's Rainforest Alliance, and what they do is they look at the amount of shade trees you're planting, your regenerative practices. So they're looking at not just using chemical fertilizers, but actually organic fertilizers, and same things that organic does, but even more and at a much more coffee specific level. So we really like that as a certification that we look for, because organic is kind of it doesn't really mean as much in the coffee world as it would for potatoes or onions, because for coffee, largely it's you pay to play. If you buy the organic cert, you will be organic certified effectively. So, we look for ones that actually have some impact and meaning. But without further ado, we should taste some coffee.
Yes, we should.
Yes, cheers. So the first coffee, Nicaragua Natural. This is a mezcla from the farm Finca La Bastilla. So it's all the different crops that they have. Caturra, Red Catoyi, Marsellesa. There's even some geisha mixed in with this. So super fun, naturally processed. To me, what I like about this coffee is it's pretty fruity, but it's not incredibly, it's not so boozy or crazy weird that you're not going to like it. And this was roasted yesterday, so it's still a little bit sharp. A little bit of CO2 left in the coffee. This is only going to get better with time.
Yeah, I love the body on it. The texture is really nice, very smooth.
Yeah,
almost buttery, even just how nice it is.
Totally. And the tasting notes the roasting team put on it are honeydew and white nectarine. And I would even say, yes, 100% that smooth, textural, pleasant, stone fruit and melon-like acidity and texture. And I even like the call of buttery. But to me, this is got that, it's almost kind of berry-like fruit, but freeze-dried berry fruit. Yeah. So I like that. If you brewed it a bunch of different ways, you get a bunch of different flavors. From that very pleasant, mellow acidity, nice texture to you could get some pops of fruit if we used hotter water, or if you used pour over, it would just pop with a little bit more fruitiness for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Finca La Bastilla, man, they always hit it out of the park. And we have coming to the Gold Series from that same farm is our their geisha. So All
Oh,
geisha
yeah,
separation,
geisha.
natural. Yep. So it'll basically be that same smooth texture, but just like way enhanced flavors and that that very specific profile that people love in geisha. So.
Yeah.
So that's our number one coffee that we're doing for the subscription. So if you order one bag, that's the one you're going to get. If you order a sampler, it'll be the first one in the pack. And then the number two coffee we're going to do, we actually put these in out of order, but it's no big deal. Number two is our India Pearl Estate, and we're super stoked with this. This is a coffee that was brought to us by our friend Joshua Marskio at Kavoya. And when he said, "Do you want to sample in India?" I was like, "Josh, do you know the kind of coffees I buy? I probably don't want to buy in India." But this coffee is not what you think of if you think of Monsoon Malabar India coffee.
I like that.
This
really
is
good.
This is like opposite. This is fruity. It's fun. It's a little bit brighter than even the last coffee.
Yeah.
A little bit more pungent fruits. To me, it's got like raspberry flavor right off the bat.
I definitely get that one.
And we'll see what the roasting team put on there. They put apple pie and craisin, which
Nice.
I can see where they're coming from. It's definitely got that like dried cran apple sort of flavor. So I like that call as well. But I will give it, I mean, what came to mind immediately was just like it's bright and red fruits for sure. Yeah, and pretty well balanced for it being a natural from India. It's not too funky. It's not too earthy. It's just like a really nice flavor combination. I mean, this is a bag that when it goes on the retail shelves, because it will, so will the Nicaragua Natural. This is the one it's like a must try.
Yeah, that's really good. It has a nice like almost tart finish on the way down.
Yeah.
Really enjoy that.
Yeah, super fun though. I mean, for never having a good coffee from India and never having a coffee from India at all.
First one.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's all downhill from here. But yeah, this one's a little bit more bright, and obviously Brendan drinks a lot of Colombia's, Costa Rica's,
Ethiopia, South American, and all those around there.
I think these stand up.
This is definitely going to be a place to look at in the future.
For sure, for sure. So that's 1 and 2. Coffee number 3 is Peru Natural. And this is a coffee that we actually got as just a blend component for our cold brew blend. But as we were tasting it, we were like, this is good enough to drink on its own. So we're throwing it in the subscription because it's a really cool producer, the Origin Lab in Cajamarca, Peru. And this one's going to definitely be a lot more classic, but would be an amazing milk-based espresso, would be an easy daily drinker. While the other two coffees were a little fruity and maybe bright or wild, this one's like walnuts, dried fruits, but it's still a really nice, pleasant like cup. If I had to drink one every morning, this is probably the one I'm going to choose just because it's classic. But this one's fun, short run. It will only be in subscription. It won't go on the retail shelves. It never dial it in at the shops, but it's a good coffee, solid, and we wanted to highlight it before it went fully into only cold brew blend. So
I like it.
Yeah.
Almost like hazelnut notes.
Yeah.
It's like nutty, but just has a touch of sweetness on
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. I very
Good
like
call. Good call.
that. And then the classic.
Fun to say, fun to drink. This one is a rad coffee from Whoosh Whoosh, Ethiopia. Whoosh Whoosh Landrace. And this is a 96-hour natural fermentation. And we've got on here plum wine and pu'er tea because it's got some nice like tannic, stretched out flavors, but it's very boozy and fruity.
It doesn't even taste like coffee at this point.
No.
It's so yummy.
Yeah, this is one where, it's a very, very fun coffee. So we're stoked on this. This one always, it's been a perennial hit for us for the past few years to keep this Whoosh Whoosh in stock from Ethiopia. And this year's no exception.
I would love to see this on like a flash brew. I think it's an iced coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, dial it in for a single origin Americano. Amazing.
Yep. Either one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, right now at the shops, we've got geisha natural
Yeah,
on espresso, which
so
is
yummy.
dope. But maybe we'll do whoosh whoosh for like a Christmas surprise or something.
That would be fun.
Give everybody a gift. Here's our gift to you. But yeah, if you get all 4, you get a full bag of the whoosh whoosh. If you get a sampler, you get the same amount of whoosh whoosh as everything else. But if we do the 4 spot, we always try to make it something that's going to hit extra heavy. And the whoosh whoosh is no exception to that rule. And of course, there's some fun coffees. The India is a must try, in my opinion. If we had to pick a favorite, I'm going India still, just because
also going India.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's nice. Like I've said, I've never had one from that region before, and to see that it's able to bring out those notes like that is really interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, and we're super grateful that Joshua made that introduction to us on that coffee, just because I would never have thought to like go out and try to find an India coffee. It was not like on my radar to be looking for that. So sweet. Well, thank you for joining us for the MoonGoat and the Mail membership tasting. I think that's all, unless
that's all I have. Thank you guys for joining.
Got something for the people?
Come into Flagship.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.